The city is preparing for what amounts to the unknown at this point, but we have now learned that Naval Station Great Lakes is preparing to host federal immigration agents. Will the National Guard be joining them? At this point, officials here just don't know, but they are preparing for that possibility. The naval base confirming today that the Department of Homeland Security has asked for limited support in the form of infrastructure and facilities, along with other logistical needs, to support DHS operations related to immigration enforcement.
We think that's a smokescreen. There's no reason to use a naval base for immigration enforcement. We think that if they do show up under that premise, that will be basically a false flag operation. That'll be a way for them to amass National Guard troops.
Today, the Johnson administration held meetings with groups of alders to brief them on the city's preparations in case the National Guard is deployed to Chicago. The police superintendent saying the department...
I think the National Guard should be deployed to Chicago. The crime rate is out of control. Try something different. I don't know why some people are against it. It is crazy over there. Like the murder rate, the murder capital.
We'll remain ready for whatever.
We could get information right now about one particular thing, and then if this thing happens, if we see federal agents come here, if we see the National Guard, it could be completely different from what we originally thought.
You heard what he said? It could be completely different. Yes, we need it to be completely different. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. Let's make it completely different, because what they're doing now is not working. And you can't listen to some of these people that are talking because they're politically connected. And if they go against the status quo, they'll lose their job, they'll lose their position. Like what's going on in DC. They're saying that they were reducing the numbers by making adjustments to the crime rate. So for example, if someone dies inside of it, somebody gets shot and they die inside the ambulance, they don't count that as a murder or a homicide. They died in the hospital, basically. So these people, they're playing around with the numbers. That's why you have to take everything with a grain of salt. You can't believe you almost gotta, you gotta decipher through the keywords, the things that they're saying. For example, another example is when they say, oh, we're gonna hire 500 new police officers. No, they're not. They're just gonna replace the ones that are leaving and the ones that are transferring or quitting, because a lot of cops now, they're just leaving a job altogether.
So we have to be prepared around those things.
The naval base is in Congressman Brad Schneider's district. He's concerned about how it might be used.
It is an essential component of the military preparedness and security of our nation. And we should be focused on making sure that they have the resources they need and nothing interrupts their mission.
This is why nothing cannot change in Chicago. They're all speaking the same language. They're all connected. They don't want things to be better. Majority of these people you see right here, they don't live in these areas. They live in gated communities. They got law enforcement driving around the community all the time. They do not live in these areas, so they do not care. They actually make a lot of money off of crime. They ask for more funding. They steal the money. They increase the taxes. They drive down the property value. And then they come in, they buy it up, they own a lot of real estate, and then they gentrify it and become wealthy.
Congressman Mike Quigley, after a speech to the City Club that some saw as a precursor to a campaign for mayor, said the National Guard is not going to make Chicago safer.
And another thing, of course he's going to go against it, right? So let's think about this. Imagine if it does make the city safer. Imagine if crime is reduced dramatically. What happens to those Democrats right there? they're going to lose a lot of voters, especially if they lose the minority votes. They're losing that now, right now, currently. But if the National Guards actually come in and it makes a difference, they're going to lose their jobs.
It concerns me that it sends a terrible message. There's a reason that the business community, the convention community, and local law enforcement doesn't want this to happen.
That's a lie. I'm pretty sure local law enforcement wants to help. So, and this is what I mean. You can't listen to these people. You have to do your own research. Let's just take a look. I know at one point, who was it? I heard Kanye say Chicago had 500 murders in 1 year in a song. He was actually right about that. Look, murders in 2020, 505. Murders in 2019, 333. Shootings in 2020, 2,152. That is crazy. That means you could literally walk outside and get shot. Look at this guy.
Kevin Watson's murder has already been viewed nearly 2 million times on Facebook as he was killed in the middle of
Live streaming on Facebook, get killed while he was doing a live stream.
his Facebook Live. In that video, you can see him getting out of his car before hearing a single gunshot fired, happening mere blocks away from this police station here in South Austin. Get into it.
Damn. They just said he was blocks away from the police station. Take a guess where it's at. Take a guess.
What's all? Because y'all ain't got no respect. What's up, bro? What's up? Kevin Watson's final moments captured on Facebook Live as gunfire rang out in this parking lot Wednesday evening on Madison near LeClaire Avenue in Chicago's South Austin neighborhood.
In Chicago. These people do not give they do not care. They have no respect. Blocks away from the police station. They don't care. Send in the National Guards.
He was choking for breath. He was trying to struggle to breathe. All of it unfolding right after Watson left his cousin's job at this nearby liquor store to begin his Facebook Live in his car. I wouldn't let him walk out the store. He's a good man for this community. No matter what he done, he helped people, you know? He helped me get this job in there. Close friends turned heartbroken witnesses say as Watson was walking to his car.
And he was talking to a guy, and he was going to his car, and then the guy followed behind him. So when the guy followed behind him, pulled a gun on him. So he was trying to wrestle with the gun, and the gun went off.
Police say the 40-year-old was shot in his chest.
I rubbed his palm and I squeezed his hand. He wouldn't squeeze back.
Relatives tell us he leaves behind a 6-year-old son and say Watson was killed just weeks shy of his own birthday.
We're going to have to figure out how to move on and be strong day to day and help each other get.
Same old story. Send in the National Guards as soon as possible.